Hey, class of 2020 and your families. This is Mr. Chmiel, and this is probably going to be one of the last messages I give to you. First of all, I want to say thank you for 4 good years. Even though it did take a little while before I got a chance to be your principal, and I wish this year could have been a little different towards the end. I am really happy and thankful that we're going to get to do some graduation ceremonies in person. Usually we would have practiced for 5 to 6 hours together before the actual ceremony. But because of our situation, as you know, we're going to have to go into this without the graduation practices. So my hope is that you'll please take some time to watch this video and listen to the directions, and hopefully it'll take away any anxiety you might be having about going into your graduation ceremonies. First, on Sunday, we're going to have a very cool pre-graduation video ceremony that was put together by Mr. Pinnix and Queena and her colleague Kim in honor of the class of 2020. This is going to include the traditional speeches that you would see at a graduation, such as a speech from your class president, Schuyler, and the salutatorian, John Gurgis, and the valedictorian, Mahir Singh. And we'll also have some special musical selections, some cool facts and figures about the class of 2020. So I hope you do get to watch that on Sunday, July 12th. The actual in-person ceremonies begin on Monday, July 13th. It's right around the corner. I hope that you've looked up your assigned ceremony by this point, and if you haven't, don't worry about it. It's on the Franklin High School webpage and also on the Class of 20 Google Classroom. When you come, please bring your ID with you so we could check you in at Haler Park when we're checking you and your guests in. This is very important. Please bring only 4 guests. This is a part of the plan that we submitted to the state of New Jersey and the local Board of Health, and that was approved that we would only have 4 guests per graduate. I would really be glad if you guys could all come in the same vehicle together. That would help us out a lot, but I realize that every family situation is a little bit different. So if you're going to come in separate vehicles, if you could please just follow each other here and try to get there at the same time. That'll help us with checking you guys in. If you're driving in a car with someone who's handicapped, we have special parking in the back parking lot, which is close to the stadium. And you'll be directed towards the tennis courts, so they'll have easy access to the Warrior Stadium. When you come to our campus, please don't come through the Elizabeth Avenue entrance. It'll be blocked off. So come through Heller Park, and there'll be safety officers to greet you, check you in there, check your visitors, and they'll send you to the back parking lot. After you're parked and situated with your guests, come up to the gates to Warrior Stadium, and you'll see familiar faces there. You'll see some of the vice principals and deans. Bring your 4 guests with you up to the gate, because that's the way we're going to check them in and make sure that you don't have more than 4 people with you. If you have anyone who's coming separately from you, please wait for them and come up to the gate together. And then the safety officer there and the vice principal there will check you in. They'll send you to go line up with the graduates that you're going to be graduating with in that ceremony, and your 4 guests will be allowed to go into Warrior Stadium, and they're going into the home side bleachers. And we have it all taped and marked so that there's physical distancing within the bleachers. There's plenty of space to do it safely, and you'll go to line up with your peers. All guests need to have masks. All guests need to have masks and be wearing them to enter the stadium. And then for you graduates, we have these special Warrior masks that have been purchased by the school district. A really cool souvenir to have. Our ceremonies are going to be at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. And I want you to arrive an hour early before each of the ceremonies. So if you have the 10 a.m. ceremony, you're going to get there at 9 a.m. And if you have the 5 p.m. ceremony, you're going to get there at 4 p.m. This just takes some of the stress off. You know, if you're rushing around and it's only 10 minutes before the graduation, you're going to be stressed out. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to have time to fix your cap and gown. I do recommend that you wear your gown while you're in the car. You don't have to have the cap on because that might be a little uncomfortable. You could put that on and the tassel on once you get to the place where you're lining up. You'll see your peers. They'll be with Mr. Barksdale, and you guys will be lining up close to the fence behind the visitor stands, but in the parking lot. You won't be able to miss them. Then, when it's time to start the ceremony, we're all going to march in together with pomp and circumstance. That's the famous graduation song. Once we get to our seats, please don't sit down. Please stay standing because the usual part of the ceremony is that we'll have the JROTC lead us in the flag salute, and then we're going to be having the national anthem sung. And then I'll tell you guys when it's time to sit. I'll probably do something like this with my hands, or I'll tell you to sit, or I'll probably do both actually. And then I'll do some recognitions of some of the people we have at the graduation. I'll give a short speech, and then I'll be calling you guys up to get your diplomas. And you will come up with your row and follow each other in a line, and there'll be plenty of space in between. I'll do my best to call your name properly, and then you'll actually walk across. You'll see a table, and there'll be a brand new diploma cover for you. And you'll walk by. You'll be facing the home bleachers. You can hold up your diploma cover for your family and friends to see, and then you'll keep walking in a straight line. And we have a professional photographer who's going to take at least 3 really nice pictures of you. Well, I don't know if each one of them will be nice, but he'll be taking 3 pictures of you in case 2 of them aren't so good, and you can pick the one you really like. So when you get home after the ceremony, you could put your diploma inside your diploma cover. Don't bring your diploma to the graduation. It could be really hot, and then you might be sweating on your diploma, or it could be drizzly. We are going rain or shine. The only thing that would postpone one of our ceremonies if it was lightning and thunder and a torrential downpour. Otherwise, I'm going to keep the ceremony to an hour or less, so this way if it is hot or a little drizzly, you could bear it. Please don't bring any umbrellas either. It's just not a good look to have an umbrella and you're blocking the view of the other graduates. Their families can't see them as well. Your family and guests who come to the ceremony and go up into the stands, they could have umbrellas with them if they feel they need them. But I think we're warriors. We could tough it out for an hour, even if it's a little bit drizzly. So, at the end of the ceremony, please don't throw up your caps. I know you've probably seen that in past graduations. It's famous. It's in the movies and stuff. But it was something the state of New Jersey specifically said not to do on its website. The reason is you throw your cap up and your germs are on it, and it goes by someone else, and people are picking up the wrong caps. So let's not do it. We said we wouldn't do that. It was in our health proposal to the Board of Health and the state of New Jersey. And we want to respect the rules because they did give us the go-ahead to go with these in-person ceremonies. We are going to have a recessional out of Warrior Stadium, which means we're all going to walk out together. Just like we all walked in together, we're all going to walk out together with a recessional song, and we'll actually be starting from the back rows. And the back rows will lead us out the way we walked in. And as soon as the ceremony is over, please find your family and guests, go immediately to your cars, and leave the campus. Because we do want to have everyone gone so we could clean in between ceremonies. It's what we told the Board of Health we would do. And that's the whole point of having a professional photographer on the field to take some nice pictures. And, you'll be able to take pictures on your own time, but please just leave our campus so this way we can move on with what we have to do. I know it's not like past graduations, but our world isn't the same way as it was in the past. And actually, I think there's a couple really nice things about this graduation. For one, the ceremony is going to be an hour instead of the 3 hours in the heat like it would normally be. Some people thought that it was torturous. Another thing, because we're graduating in smaller numbers, the chairs are going to be able to face your family and guests. I think that's really cool. Usually when we graduate with over 500 people, the only way to line up the chairs is facing the scoreboard. So the best your family gets to see is the side of your face. And even that is from much further away than we're going to have at our ceremonies. That's really nice. And another cool touch that I think you're going to like, we have beautiful lawn signs with your pictures on them that we're going to put into the grass lining the way to Warrior Stadium. And after the very last graduation ceremony we have on Wednesday, we'll have a schedule for you to come and pick that up. That's going to be another gift to you and your family. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you at graduation next week. Have a nice weekend.